Secretary of State Hillary Clinton will not testify at this week's Benghazi hearings on Capitol Hill, following news from the State Department that she fell ill and suffered a concussion this week. Will she eventually testify after she recovers? Congressman Henry Cuellar, a Democrat from Texas, and Congressman Mac Thornberry, a Republican also from Texas, join us with their reactions to that news and much more this week. Gentlemen, welcome to you both. Congressman Cuellar, I'll start with you. If there's anything you'd like to share in response to the Connecticut tragedy.
Well, first of all, I just have to send my prayers and my sympathies to the families. It has to be a very difficult time, especially right before Christmas. So again, my prayers to all the families and the first responders there.
And Congressman Thornberry, to you as well.
Well, all our thoughts and prayers are focused on those of Connecticut, but I've got to say I am truly amazed at the poise and the grace of that father up in Connecticut. I think the way he approached this is a good lesson for all of us when we face difficult circumstances. It's very inspiring.
It absolutely is. All right, well, let's turn to the business of the day, or of this week, I should say. Congressman Cuellar, there will be hearings about Benghazi on both the House and Senate sides. Secretary Clinton won't be a part of those. Are you confident you can get answers from those who will attend in her place?
Well, again, I'm sure there is somebody there that can testify. I know they wanted to hear from Secretary Clinton, but unfortunately she could not do it, and I hope she gets better. But again, there'll be other folks that can answer that question. And again, this is not the only hearing. There can be other hearings in the future also.
And Congressman Thornberry, how about you? I know that there will be a closed briefing for some members, but also those public hearings. Do you think that you'll make some progress this week?
Well, I think we'll make some progress, but there are still a lot of unanswered questions. Some of those issues involve security preparations before the attack. Some of those questions involve who did what during the attack. And then some of those questions involve the political spin or the way it was portrayed after the attack. I think this week is really focused on the preparations before the attack. There's going to be a report of a commission, and they'll tell us what they found. But at some point, I think it's understandable that the Foreign Affairs Committee in the House would want to hear from the Secretary of State directly about diplomatic security generally and about the situation in Libya in particular.
There are also, along with the international issues that you were looking into, domestic issues as well, most notably the Fiscal Cliff that's coming. Congressman Cuellar, I want to get your reaction to reports last night that House Speaker John Boehner has indicated that he may be okay with raising top rates on those who earn $1 million or more in exchange for some serious cuts elsewhere.
Well, again, look, we have to get together, both Democrats and the Republicans. We have to get together and do this for the good for the country. I know we can. I know raising taxes is always difficult. I know it is. I've always voted for the extension of the George Bush tax cuts. But again, this is something that we have to do because they're all extending. The George Bush tax cuts were only temporary. And of course, we've now got the sequestration. So we have to come together as Democrats and Republicans, and I think we can do it.
All right, Congressman Thornberry, I want to ask you, as a Republican, are you okay with that deal? I asked your colleague, Congressman Pete King, a little bit earlier. He said that he would be on board with whatever the Speaker negotiated. Is that true for you also?
Well, I think all of us support the Speaker in having one negotiator, but each of us is going to have to evaluate whatever is presented to us for a vote, and we can't know that until we see it. I think it's important to just emphasize one number. With all the blizzard of numbers going around, one number is 20.6. Since the end of World War II, total tax revenue coming into the government has never been more than 20.6, and yet spending is more like 24% of our gross domestic product. So the point is, whatever you do on taxes, and there may well have to be some flexibility on it, but whatever you do on taxes, if you don't address spending, we're not going to address the deficit and debt.
All right, Congressman Thornberry, Congressman Cuellar, thank you both for your time today. We appreciate it.